Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Siege of Stormwind was updated in the latest cycle and now it's also available in Heroic mode. The Heroic Siege of Stormwind is a continuation of the regular one, so any of the leaders that you have locked out on regular cannot be used in Heroic. So try to use leaders that you don't need for Heroic in regular one because the regular one is much easier than Heroic, and they save the best ones for Heroic. And in this guide video I'm going to take a look at the mechanics of all of the bosses and also show some of the very strongest teams that you can use to complete this siege. The first boss is General Magus, and in Heroic, General Magus's army consists of Gnoll Brutes, Griffin Riders, Harpies, Huntress, Jaina, Mountaineer and Murloc Tide Hunters. So compared to the normal version, Jaina has been added. Magus now has access to Jaina with the Flurry talent, in addition to the same army that he has in normal. The mechanics of General Magus fight are very similar to normal. There are additional minis, there are more Arbalists in the map, there's a Royal Guard on the map, and there's now 4 phases instead of 3 phases, and some of the later phases are a little bit more challenging, but overall the fight is very similar. At the start of phase 2, Magus is going to cleanse poison and burn from himself. This is something that's now been added to all the siege bosses. At every phase change they're going to cleanse poison and burn away. Magus is also going to charge towards the central barricade and going to have an effect that's going to insta-kill your minis on his route, and he's going to take the top 2 towers. He's also going to summon 4 footmen and 2 arbalists, and he's going to gain tactician ability, which means that he's going to periodically buff his arbalist so that they will temporarily have 12 range. You will see when their crossbows start glowing that now they have extended range, and then they can even shoot at the towers from the places they are in. At the start of phase 3 we have the same cleanse, we have the same charge, we have the same summons, but this time Magus is going to take all 3 towers, including the central tower that you usually held as your base of operations in normal. Now at the start of phase 3 in Heroic, that's going to change sides. And finally there is phase 4, Magus is going to cleanse poison and burn, he's going to charge again. This time the top 2 towers are going to be removed from the map. Magus is just going to destroy those, they won't exist anymore. And the central tower, Magus is going to take that for himself. The same summons happen again, and now in the last phase there's going to be the Inspire effect, which is in 3rd phase in normal, so Arbalists can now move. So if there's Arbalists on the map, then they all start moving towards your base right now, so you hope that you have cleared some Arbalists before this happens. And periodically Magus is going to summon 4 footmen and 2 Arbalists throughout the last phase. Overall, General Magus is a fairly straightforward fight, just be ready to retake the towers after the phase changes. So you want to have minis already on the way so that they won't be affected by the hit, and then they will move and take the tower, preferably before it even rebuilds, and then just go on and push. And you can also use some unbound minis like Welbex, for example, to hit the Arbalists, so you can drop them on top of the Arbalists and then they're just going to blow up and start shooting at them. Arthas is actually quite phenomenal in this one. Obviously I used to do this with Tyrion in normal. Sure, that can still be done, but Arthas is really good because Arthas slows down everything that's going on, and then you can just use all of your firepower to hit at all of those arbalists behind the barricades. The second boss is the hardest one, Innkeeper Allison. Allison's army in Heroic consists of Device Bandits, Footmen, Harvest Golem, Huntress and Mountaineer. So there's no Firehammer in the Heroic Allison army, but there is a Huntress instead, which is worse. The main mechanic in the Innkeeper Allison fight are barrels, and there are 4 kinds of barrels that can come at you. So first, there are barrels that are going to be spawned by Allison's movement. When Allison closes to one edge, then barrel is going to come out of there. In Heroic there's also timed barrels. Timed barrels spawn every 40 seconds no matter what else happens. They start at 520 from the left side. So sometimes these coincide with others and then you can get a lot of barrels. Then there's going to be the phase change barrels, one from both sides at the start of phase 3 and at the start of phase 4. So those barrels are right there. And once you're in phase 4 and you get one of the other barrels, then it's going to be followed by yet another barrel, except that this barrel is going to be special and it's going to head right towards your base. So the barrels roll down from the left side or from the right side of the map. They roll over minis and they take damage equal to their health. So when it hits a mini, it takes damage as much damage as the mini has health, and it destroys the mini. It always destroys the mini even if the mini has more health left than the barrel. The barrels have 2400 health in Heroic, except that the base raid barrels, the ones that duplicates in the last phase that are going straight for your base, those have 4000 health, so they are really hard to tank. If a barrel hits a tower, it captures the tower and it also summons enemies. So from the right side, each barrel that hits a tower, whether it's Allison's control or your control, it doesn't matter. As long as it makes it to the tower, it will summon a Son of Flame and 2 fire elementals. And on the left side, when it gets to the tower, it's going to summon some Murloc Tidehunters, and then either Angry Chickens, more Murlocs with Murkai, or Hogger with some Gnolls. One of those randomly. So every time a barrel hits a tower, stuff is going to happen. There are also a couple of other notable mechanics in the fight. First of all, at the start of the heroic fight, there's going to be these groups of minis at the top left and top right corner of the map. And these starter groups, when they start coming down and you kill those groups, then when the last member of a group dies, the entire group is going to respawn 20 seconds later. So if you push hard against them and you kill them really quickly, then they're just going to respawn faster and faster. Well, 20 seconds after the last member has been killed. So don't try to kill them too quickly. Also, when there are several minis near Allison, she's going to summon a random mini from a pool of 5 minis, including Worgen, Huntress, Pyromancer. So sometimes that can be important, but much of the time actually that doesn't do too much because you already have a lot of stuff there, so they can just kill that mini too. And finally, the phase transitions of Innkeeper Allison. So there's going to be a 20 radius wipe at each phase change. It can be overcome with cheat death, but in 20 radius, Allison is going to deal one-shot damage to all of your minis. At the start of Phase 2, Alliance is actually going to summon the whole set of Alliance leaders. So Malfurion, Tyrion, Jaina, Maiev and a Royal Guard will all spawn at Allison, and remember there's also this wipe, so they will come in uncontested. At the start of Phase 3, there's going to be those 2 barrels that will spawn. At the start of Phase 4, again, there's going to be 2 barrels that will spawn, and further barrels are starting to be followed by these base raid barrels in Phase 4. And Phase 4 also means that Allison is going to get enraged, and Allison is going to have plus 75% movement speed and plus 20% damage throughout the last phase. So Allison is a really tough fight, and the best success I've so far had has been with the Cenarius army. So I'm trying to tank the right side barrels, because it's really easy to get overwhelmed by the Son of Flame and the Fire Elementals if it happens a couple of times in a row, so that there's multiple Sons of Flame coming and lots of Fire Elementals. That's just really hard to handle. So I have Swole Troll that I can use to drop in front of a barrel, and Swole Troll is going to die, and the barrel is going to be destroyed. It's not going to hit the tower, so the minis will not spawn. As for the left side minis are quite small, so sometimes I can tank the barrels on the left side as well, but I can also use either Living Bomb, or I can send Cenarius together with something like, well, Batrider, Plague Farmer, Witch Doctor to handle all of those, because they are quite easily killed. And sometimes if there's a push going on from the boss on the left side, and there's a lot of minis there, and then the barrel is coming, then yeah, let the barrel do its job, get all of those Murlocs out there as well, Living Bomb all of them, and the push is also going to go away. And Living Bomb usually is also going to retake the tower for you. And the final boss in Siege of Stormwind is Highlord Bolvar, and his army in Heroic consists of Footman, Griffin Rider, Holno and Worgen. Yeah, only 4 minis, so Bolvar can play any mini at any time. The main mechanic in the Highlord Bolvar fight are these banners. In normal, banners are only activated in later phases, but in Heroic they are activated right at the start. And there's going to be a Banner of War active when the game starts. So Banner of War, the red banner, gives Bolvar's minis Unstoppable and Bloodlust. Then it's going to change in the Banner of Unity, which is the blue one, in which tank minis are going to gain Taunt, and when a nearby friendly mini dies, others gain a level. That applies of course only to Bolvar's army. And finally there's going to be the Banner of Light, the yellow one, where Bolvar's minis gain Lifesteal and Resist. And yellow one, especially if you're underleveled, you're just going to have so much difficulty trying to kill those Bolvar's minis at that point. And in Heroic, the banner is going to change every 45 seconds. As for Bolvar's other mechanics, Bolvar is going to summon 3 Royal Guards, an Arbalest and a Priestess every 40 seconds. There's a similar mechanic in normal, but the Priestess is missing from the group in normal. Bolvar has a melee sword swing, which is a cleave attack, so it hits all nearby targets, and Bolvar also has an Avenger's Shield, so ranged attack that bounces to 5 additional targets. It bounces to 3 in normal and 5 in Heroic. And finally Bolvar has Highlord's Justice, in which he's going to stun, damage and knock back enemies when there are 7 or more enemies close to Bolvar. So you don't want to get a big squad right at Bolvar, because Bolvar is just going to kill them and knock them back. As for phase transitions, Bolvar has only 3 phases also in Heroic. At each phase transition, he's going to cast Consecration. Consecration is an 8-second AoE. It's going to destroy any mini or tower in a 12 radius around Bolvar and around towers. So anything that's there is just going to die. He's also going to Divine Shield at each phase transition, giving him 5-second damage immunity, and he's going to summon 2 Royal Guards and 2 Arbalists also at each phase transition. On in phase 2, similar as phase 1, and he's also going to summon reinforcements whenever the banner changes. Remember, the banner changes every 45 seconds. So when it changes to red, the banner of 4, he's going to summon 6 Harpies and Malfurion. When it's going to change to blue, banner of Unity, he's going to summon 8 Footmen and Jaina. And when it changes to banner of light, the yellow one, he's going to summon 4 Royal Guards, 2 Arbalists and Tyrion. So there's a lot of minis coming at you at this point. But phase 3 is a little bit different. Bolvar gains Retribution Aura, so he's going to reflect 80 damage back to all attackers. That said, the heroic strategy for Highlord Bolvar does not really differ from the normal strategy. You want to retake the towers, you want to have minis going so that they get there just before tower is getting rebuilt, but so that they don't hit the consecration. In Sneed army I typically use Execute to make sure that tower doesn't get rebuilt, and then I use Sneed or Molten Giant to get there, because Sneed, Molten Giant, that's gold, gold, gold. Molten Giant with the buffed bolster talent, that's even more gold. So you're just going to get so much gold. And when you control the gold, when you gain extra gold, you will have the troops to challenge Highlord Bolvar. And because of the Avenger's Shield and the Cleave, you kind of want to attack Bolvar from both sides. So you also want to take the tower so that you can attack Bolvar from both sides. So that some are hitting him in the back while he's hitting the other way. And that's it. That's the Siege of Stormwind. So finally, let's go take a look at all of these bosses in the open queue in action. So first up, let's go beat up General Marcus in open queue and use Arthas, because Arthas is a new leader, fun to use new leader a little bit here. Arthas is also pretty easy to upgrade, so it's quite simple to get Arthas to a level where you can use it, at least in this first fight. And here we go. I'm sending out Arthas with some friends, and Arthas is equipped with Death Grip here, and he's just grabbing those Arbalists and blasting them away. Oh, now we meet Jaina with Flurry. Jaina, you have betrayed me, and then Arthas kills Jaina. Totally canon, by the way. Anyway, here we go. Arthas attacking, and look at that. Arthas just summoning more footmen, and it's beautiful. Arthas is such a wonderful, strong leader. Arthas itself cannot tank very well, but because he just keeps summoning footmen, and those footmen are going to tank for him, then that's just wonderful. And I can get multiple copies of Arthas on the way. So now we have captured the central tower. And once we have the central tower, then we want to take some of the other towers. My partner is sending an Abomination and stuff on the way, so that's also fine. I use Abomination here in normal version a fair bit, so Abomination is beautiful. But now we have Arthas, and Arthas just pulling all the ranged units. And fight is on. So now it's just okay. So phase transition is going to start happening. I want to save gold. Look at my gold. I have 9 gold. I have 10 gold. I'm not spending. I'm waiting a little bit. I was a little uncertain. I could have played Arthas like 2 seconds earlier, I think. I waited a little bit too long there. But I still managed to make it to the tower before the tower is rebuilt. And that is what I really wanted. And here we go. Sending out some eggs. Eggs are so beautiful against those Arbalists. Don't always get to kill all of them, but deal a whole bunch of damage. And now we have a good push going in again. I'm wondering if I should support it or not. I choose to support it a little bit, but I think that may have been a mistake. That may have been unnecessary. Okay, now I'm waiting. Saving gold, waiting. Waiting for the phase transition. No hurry. Wait for the charge. Here comes the charge. And this time the charge takes also the central tower. So I couldn't put my troops at the central tower. I have to start from my own base. My troops a little bit late, but my partner's school was perfectly on time. By the way, there. Really sweet one. Here we go again. Central tower retaken. We be blasting. Alright, central tower now rebuilt. We can start playing minis out there. Let's get another Arthas out there. Let's get more stuff going. Sure, now there's a little bit of more footmen coming, a little bit of more Arbalists coming. But it's all good. We have the firepower two death balls basically, one on each side. So we can just take them on. No worries whatsoever. Now here is the tactician. So now all of those arbalists have a range of 12. And they also shoot a little bit faster. So they now have the ability to deal more damage and to shoot at the towers as well from behind the barricades. But now tactician has went away and pushes on, and time to save gold, save gold, save gold. Wait, don't hurry. Just waiting. And okay. I could have sent a little bit faster again. Yeah. This was a little bit easier, so I didn't have to fine-tune it that much. And now their inspiration happens. So all of the arbalists start to move. Everyone is now mobile and everyone wants to attack the base. And more are going to be summoned. And there's no top towers, there's only the central tower. But it's all going to be fine. We're just going to push through there and we're going to attack. Some minis have survived because the phase change wipe is not... It's not global. It's just like a T-shaped path that gets wiped. And here we go. So we have a lot of damage from Plague Farmers. We have healing from Priestesses. Arthas is going to be tanking with the Footmen. And death gripping all the Arbalists. And that's going to be the end of Magus. The troops are here. Magus will not last long. And that's the first boss. Alright, then the hardest boss in this raid, Innkeeper Allison. So let's do this 2 times because this is so hard, so I really want to showcase a couple of starts here. Alright, and note those groups at the top sides. They are going to respawn 20 seconds after the last mini of the group dies. So you really don't want to push against them too hard. Here, because they are going to die. So I'm teaming up with the Grommash, and I have Cenarius. And we're taking the right tower. Right tower is fairly important because the right barrels are much scarier. Those Sons of Flame and then the Fire Elementals. I do have Swole Trolls, and Swole Trolls are siege damage, so they're good against Sons of Flame, but Sons of Flame are still a little bit scary. Grommash doing an excellent job here. We get the first phase transition, and now you can see how the alliance leaders are there. Malfurion, Jaina, Tyrion, Maiev, and there's a Royal Guard as well. So here they come, here they come. And you can also see how there's a barrel on the left side. Then I can just use a living bomb to contest the barrel and regain the base. Oh, that was quite beautiful. Alright, we're also taking the tower on the other side. Bit of fight going on here. Typically you don't want to push the phases too quickly in this one. You need to stabilize after each phase change, and only then are you going to be ready to rock and roll. Now there's a barrel going, and I want to tank that. I don't want the Son of Flame, so I send a Swole Troll. Swole Troll dies, but it takes out the barrel as well, and the tower is unaffected. But now there's another phase change. The Grommash player wants to push. Okay, I wasn't ready. I just tanked the barrel. I cannot tank another barrel immediately. Cenarius on the left side was able to tank a barrel, or the Treants were, because Cenarius generates a lot of Treants. The Treant talent is really important here, and with all of those Treants, they can sometimes even tank barrels. So here we're going. We have now Son of Flame coming, but luckily it's only one Son of Flame, so they should still be fine. Cenarius army tanked another barrel. This time I lost Cenarius though, tanking that barrel, but Cenarius plus Treants tank some barrels, Swole Trolls tank some barrels, and on the left side you can just leave it for the living bomb, or you can even go Cenarius later and just generate a new army of Treants out of all of those Murlocs and stuff that's coming. Here we go, getting a Swole Troll out there, and let's try to stabilize here. So far so good. There's a barrel coming. The Swole Troll is moving away. That was tough. I didn't have a Swole Troll ready. I could have done it though. I could have played a like Batrider plus Swole Troll. Swole Troll is coming next, and I could have tanked that. I didn't have to spend the Cenarius, so that was a mistake on my part. If I cycled to the Swole Troll, I could have tanked it and I could have avoided the Son of Flame. That would have been much better. Anyway, we're trying to attack the boss again. Grommash does do some fun things with the Bloodlust, and also Grommash hitting really hard. But now we're going to get a phase change, and we're going to get a lot of barrels here. So this will be a problem with all of the barrels, but I just need to wait for the other barrel. I saw that there were 2 barrels coming from that side. I just need to wait, hold a little bit, Living Bomb, and look at that. That was beautiful. And on the other side we have the Swole Troll, which is the mini to fight against Son of Flame. So it's doing a phenomenal job there. It did die in the end against the Fire Elementals and stuff, but it did a good job. And now, because we are in the last phase, so only thing we need now is to find one avenue to push. One avenue to push is enough. We don't need anything else. If we can get like one of these towers up, we can just push from there, stall, maybe defend from the other side. Go in like that. I'm trying to get a Living Bomb into Allison. I don't want to tank that barrel. That barrel has 4000 health. If I tank that barrel, Swole Troll is not enough. I would need Swole Troll plus more. And then typically I'm just spending so much on tanking the barrel that it's not cost efficient. So if your base can handle it, look at the damage our base took. That was the first damage our base took. If your base can handle it, just let those raid base barrels through. Keep your minis away from them. And just let them hurt the base, let the base tank them. You can do much more with the minis. Like, see, these minis would have died to the barrel, but now those minis are killing a Son of Flame and 2 Fire Elementals instead. Really good trade. And now, if we're able to get that tower, and it looks like we will, then we will be able to just push from there, and then we'll win. Okay, now, go. We have something to push from. Now I'm just sending. I'm just sending everything. I'm checking that I don't need to defend, and I'm just trying to send everything towards Allison here. Go team, go. Swole Troll is already there. And boom. Allison goes down. So that was fun. Let's do that again. This time I'm teaming up with a Tyrion, and let's see what happens. Alright. Allison once again. I'm checking out what do I have. Do I have a Swole Troll? I really love having Swole Troll early on, because then I can just put that Swole Troll at the front, maybe Priestess behind it. Cenarius is also nice, but Cenarius costs so much. So Cenarius really shines when there's those Murlocs, when there's those chickens. You can turn them into treants. Whenever you can start turning stuff into treants. That's where you want Cenarius. Now I messed up the timing on that Batrider. And I guess also on that Plague Farmer. Well, whoopsie. Yeah, that wasn't very good. But it's okay, it's okay. Some things didn't go as well as I had wanted them to, but we're gonna be fine. And I see that my partner also has a Swole Troll. And they have a Shaman that heals bases, so... Alright, we're gonna be fine. Now let's just chill and wait a little bit. Now there's chickens and there's Hogger. Alright. Going to chill a little bit here. And get the Cenarius out there. Start generating treants. Cenarius, please, would you mind attacking top? But we could get more treants. I'd love nothing more than get some treants here. Alright, well, it's been a little bit messy. I mean, I guess I have timed things incorrect. Now I missed the timing again. Ouch. Alright, so that not been a good 1.5 minutes from me. We haven't really gotten anywhere, but then again we also haven't really lost anything. All the gold coins are unmined. We haven't mined, but the AI hasn't been able to mine either. So it's going to be completely fine. A little bit of bad start, but bad start is much better than bad ending. Because it's really about those phase changes, the pressure increases at the end. You can make some mistakes at the start and you can recover from those. Now I decided to tank that barrel. Was that the correct decision though? In hindsight, I think it was the wrong decision. I think I should have just living bombed the Murlocs together with the Mountaineers and everything else once they would have arrived. So I think it was not good to tank that. It doesn't end badly here. I mean, this fight is going alright by the tower, but it would have been more effective. Have been more effective to just let the barrel go through. So that's kind of decisions that you have to make in this one. Do I tank this barrel? It's going to cost me gold. Will I be able to hold the tower if I tank this barrel anyway? Or should I just let this tower go and handle what's coming? Especially on the left side, because the left side minis are much easier to handle. Now we have already spent 3 minutes here and we have gotten nowhere, but now we are getting somewhere. Because now there is a push going at Allison, there's going to be the wipe, see the 20 radius wipe right there, and the alliance leaders were summoned. And now I'm considering what to do. I actually thought there that, what if there was a barrel coming? Yeah, there was a barrel coming. I was a little uncertain. When's the barrel coming? Oh, it was 240. So if there's a barrel coming, then I would just wait that barrel out, and then I would living bomb what comes out and destroy those together with the alliance leaders. Well, that worked a little bit, but not particularly well. Now there's a huge army coming from the right side. But there is Cenarius, and when there's chickens, there's treants. And all of a sudden, that huge army from the right side is meeting a huge army of treants and turning into a huge army of treants. And woohoo! Swing! The game has swung around. Alright, some fire elementals are coming, but that's going to be fine. It won't bother me too much. We have the tools to handle them here. I just need to wait for the mountaineer to start shooting, so then it won't start shooting at my witch doctor. This can still be perfectly fine. Right, Swole Troll with Tyrion also doing a good job on the left side. I'm putting some Swole Trolls on the right side. I've gotten through only one phase so far. This has been like, well, I did make quite a few mistakes, but the thing is, there are mistakes and there are mistakes. Like, mistakes that I have made in this game have delayed our success, but none of them have jeopardized it. There have been no mistakes made that would have meant that we get overrun. Nothing of that sort has happened. I decided to tank that tower for that tower. Was that the correct decision? Always question, like, it's hard to say. And you will see when you play this that you're going to start questioning all the time, like, should I be tanking these barrels? Should I not be tanking? Now I should have enough treants here to tank the tower. And then, yeah, I did. Sort of. It didn't end too well. It ended well enough, though. The tower is still in our hands. Alright. Cenarius going on the other side. Overtime is going to start soon. We have a lot of treants there. Cenarius is still there with the treants. So, can we push a phase? We really should be able to push a phase here from the left. I want to tank that barrel now. Because now we have something to fight for there at the top. And I want to have the tower so that I can put more minions out there. So tanking that barrel was correct. And now, phase change. The barrels are coming. We should tank the barrel on the right. If we can tank the barrel on the right... Hurry, hurry, hurry. I got the Swole Troll there just in time. So now that was great. Because now there's the last phase to go. All we need to do is defend a little bit against weak minis coming from the left. So see Witch Doctor doing phenomenal work. And push from the right. I want to tank that barrel too. I want us to have this base. And now that other barrel, that's going for our base. I don't want to tank that. It has 4000 health. That's too much. So we have a tower, which means that we can push one final phase, defend what you need to, push, and Allison goes down. So mistakes are mistakes. Some mistakes lose you the game. Some mistakes just delay a little bit. And finally, Highlord Bolvar. This is one of my favorite comps in the entire game. Favorite maps to run a comp like this. It's the gold Sneed. Let's go get some gold. There's chest immediately available. I'm sending Sneed out there. Sneed has land grab now. Gold and levels. Gold and levels. And Sneed, I want to support the Sneed a little bit. Come on, Sneed, take the tower. Zap with the execute. Sneed takes tower, gold and levels. Sneed is now level 29. Yeah, we're also defending a little bit in the middle, but... And on the other side, we have Molten Giant working on taking a tower. And Sneed, unfortunately, running the Griffin Rider is going to die. Molten Giant grabs a tower, gold. Levels for Sneed, but Sneed managed to die, so... The levels didn't last that long. But it's just Sneed's Molten Giant's levels. This is... Okay, there's a chest. Let's send Sneed. Okay, Sneed is going to open the chest. And gold and levels. I'm gonna send some Molten Giants. Maybe a little bit of healing and some area damage. Some area damage to that side. Too bad I didn't have a siege mini to take out the chest there, but anyway. Alright. I'm also starting to think a little bit, okay, are we going to get a phase change? Because once there's a phase transition, then I absolutely want to be able to start sending minis. So I'm waiting now, saving gold, sending minis, 8 seconds of consecration. And any mini dies very rapidly into consecration, so my minis must not arrive while the consecration is going, but they must arrive shortly after. Sneed, gold, and levels. The execute supports the Sneed there, so Sneed gets what they have. They have lifesteal and they have resist now because of the Banner of Unity. The Banner of Light, I mean. Oh, I was a little late with the execute. That was tough, but it's a 29 level 29 Bloodlusted Sneed, and now it's a level 31 Sneed, and there's a Molten Giant taking a chest, and now it's a level 33 Sneed. And there's so much gold. It's just gold all the time. Okay, now we're getting Valkyrian, and we're getting some. All right, some friends, harpies. Okay, let's go. Actually, I was already in phase 2. I'm not sure if I said phase 3 earlier, but anyway. And now the final phase 3 begins. This footage is, by the way, before the patch, so here there was a failure to consecrate. But I figured this was nice to have a match anyway. I also did this later on after the patch, and it still works just fine. So we didn't get too much damage in even without the consecration at Bolvar himself. That was fixed today, that bug. And now, well, there's Jaina and the 8 footmen, but we're getting gold. And we're getting levels for Sneed. And we have a level 33 Sneed going in again. Hi, Jaina. Look at that Sneed, level 33 Sneed hitting those. They were level 25 and 26 footmen because they gained levels when friendly minis near them died because of the banner. This one is the Banner of Unity, this blue one. So that's why they're getting levels when minis near them die, and then they all get levels. As you can see happening on the left side right now. And then the light banner again, so resistance, lifesteal. Oh, there's a chest, I just need to get a Sneed. Sneed, go grab a chest. Turn into gold, and there's gold. Now we're fighting our way to Bolvar, and I'm dropping in some executes. And yeah. I could just cycle to another execute at this point. Now I'm starting to think, hey, I'm just cycle to another execute and kill that Bolvar right now. And boom. There it goes. One of the most fun comps that I have ever had. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.